Today I wanted to come to you, well tonight, it's like 9 o'clock at night. I wanted to come to you with a video because it's a very exciting day for me. But before I get into what today is, I need to backtrack a little bit so you understand. So, about 6 years ago when I was still in high school, I heard about this program. So I was going to the open days at uni, finding out more information about what I wanted to study and things like that. And I had my heart set on a completely different uni and a completely different course. And then I went to the open day at UQ, which is where I studied at, and I heard about the tourism program there, which sounded incredible. And then I also heard about this Disney cultural exchange program where Australian and New Zealand citizens are able to go to the US and work at Walt Disney World for between 6 to 12 months. And I was like instantly hooked. Like, Disney is so special to me. Like, we grew up with it. My mum is a huge fan and she introduced us to all the movies as we were kids, and we watched basically like all the princess movies and a lot of other movies. Disney, you know, listen to the soundtracks all the time, we're always singing them and everything like that. So I was just like, I just remember like looking at, because my family came with me to the opening day, and just being like, oh my god, like I know what I want to do. So that was something that as soon as I heard about it, I have always wanted to do, and I planned on doing it like halfway through my degree. So you needed to be 18 and you need to have completed the first year of your bachelor's degree at uni. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll probably do it about mid-degree. And then mid-degree came around and just a couple of like personal things, wasn't able to apply. Plus I'd also heard that because the US legal drinking age is 21, if you were under 21 at the time of doing the program, you would be put in a like under 21s housing complex. And there were a few like horror stories where some people's poor decisions by using any form of alcohol in the apartment would get all of the housemates kicked out of that apartment, regardless of whether they had anything to do with it or not. So that really put me off applying for it before I turned 21, because I didn't want someone else's silly decision to, you know, like ruin my program essentially. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll wait until I'm 21 then. And then I turned 21 at the end of, like, not last year, the year before. And at this point I had 1 year left to study. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna finish that year of study and then I'm going to apply for the program after I finish study, and that can be a great reward for sticking it out at uni for 5 years and, you know, making dreams come true. So I then planned to apply for the program so that once I finished uni in December, I would be able to go into the program and start in January. And then when I went to one of the information sessions, I went and was listening to the information and found out that I actually wasn't eligible for the January intake, because due to the visa requirements, you had to be studying like full time for the 12 months prior to starting work at Disney. And because there was a bit of a mess up with my courses, I wasn't actually considered studying full time because I wasn't taking 3 subjects. I was only able to take 2 at one point. And so that made me ineligible for the January program, which is really disheartening. I tried to do everything I could to make me eligible for the January program, but unfortunately I just had to wait again to be able to apply for the August program. So finally I finished December, I graduated in December from UQ, yay! And then in January I submitted my application for the program. So the program application is online. You have to submit your cover letter and your resume to Disney, and I did that like mid-January. I like asked my friends who've done the program so many questions. I'm sure they were sick of me by the time that I finished my application, and I submitted it. And then it was like a waiting game, and it was like you know, I was just like every day checking my emails, checking everything to see if there's any news. And like February rolled around, still nothing. March rolled around, still nothing. And then like the end of March, I think it was like the 21st of March or something like that, I got an email and I was, congratulations, you made it through to interviews. And I was just over the moon to get an interview because it's twice a year the lovely Jill from Disney comes over and does presentations at uni, and then after that you go to the interview. So I've been to so many information presentations about the program and seeing everybody else, you know, going to the information session and then being able to, like, you have to register to say that you've got an interview if you have one. You know, I've always been saying no, I don't have an interview, and I was finally able to say yes. So the exciting news is today was my interview day and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I was nervous, but I was more excited than nervous, and so I wanted to film a video about this experience with my interview, and I want to film, like, hopefully I'll get into the program, and I want to film videos throughout my program for a couple of reasons. The first is obviously for myself to look back on and have all those memories, and just, you know, it's just so nice to be able to watch back videos. Like, looking at photos is amazing, but videos just take it to a whole new level. So obviously for myself, then also for my family and friends. So like, fingers crossed I get into the program and then I'll be able to upload my videos and they'll be able to like sort of keep up with what I'm doing and see what it's like. And then the third reason is also because, like, while I was researching information for the program myself, I found YouTube to be an incredible resource. So there's heaps of people out there making great videos about the program, the application process, their time in the program, but I found most of these people are Americans, so they're talking about the Disney college program, whereas for us Aussies it's a Disney, like, it's a cultural exchange program, which I think is very similar to the college program, however, like, slightly different for us. So I thought it'd be cool to be able to make those videos so that other Aussies and Kiwis that are interested in it can use my videos as a source of inspiration, but also a resource for their application. So yeah, that's the reason and that's the backstory behind today. So today is the 14th of May 2018 and I have been up since about 4:30 this morning. My mom came with me because she had a day off, and so she was like, oh, I'll just go study in the library because we live on the Sunshine Coast and the interviews were held in Brisbane, so she just went and did her own thing, but she just came to Brisbane with me. So been up since about 4:30, so my eyes are really sore and my head's a little bit like spacey when you've been up for a while, but I really wanted to make this video today on the day of it actually happening. So like I said, I've been up since 4:30, got ready for everything, packed my bag. Oh, and I'll show you what I wore to my interview. I took a clip like shortly before I got changed. So for my interview outfit, I decided that I would go by the Disney look guidelines just to make sure that I was covering all bases. So basically the Disney look is the way that the cast members, so cast members of what Disney calls their employees, the way that they should look at work. And I decided that I would follow those guidelines just to show that, you know, I'm aware of the guidelines, and that also, like, I was confident that, you know, I was wearing appropriate attire for my interview. So I'll insert the clip here so you can see what I was wearing, but essentially just had a look on the online document. You know, it states like the kind of things that you can and can't wear, so I just decided to wear a black pencil skirt, I guess you would call it, like that goes to my knees, and then I wore a white blouse tucked into that, and then I just wore sort of a light, not exactly a blazer but not exactly a cardigan either, sort of like in between, just over the top, because it is a little bit cool and fresh here, but still in the middle of the day, like, it's quite warm. And that was really comfortable. And then for shoes, funny story, I had a particular pair of shoes that I thought I would wear for it, And then when I put them on with my outfit last night to make sure that everything, you know, I wanted to be super organized this morning and not having to think about what I was going to wear, it just looked ridiculous. So I was in a bit of a fluster trying to find some shoes that would work, and my sister luckily had some, but they were a size too small. So my poor feet have been walking around in a size too small shoes, but it worked fine, and Band-Aid saved the day. So that's what I wore for my interview outfit, and I wore that all day. I wore that to the presentation and on the day. So then when I got to uni, the presentation, which is like the information presentation, ran from 9 AM through till 10:30, and we had to be there 15 minutes before the location. And we had to, if we had an interview, like I said, had to check in. So we just had to show our ID, check in with Jill. She marked us off, confirmed our interview time and all that, and then we just sat around with everyone else chatting while we waited for everyone else to roll on the door. And then we go into the information session, and I really love that information session. She shows a range of really inspiring videos, like gives you goosebumps and just makes you imagine that you're already there. Throughout the information session, she gives so much information. There were Disney alumni there who were past, like they're Aussies, and they were like, have done the program in the past and came to like share their experience with us and answer any questions. So yeah, that was great. Like, I really enjoyed that session, hence why I've been to it so many times. And then after that was our interview. So we so once I got, like, rewind back a little bit to when I got the email about I'd made it through to interviews, they sent through like a link that we had to go and click through the interview time slot that we wanted and the location that we wanted. So I obviously picked the uni being UQ that I went to, and then I picked the time slot from 1 till 2 because that was the earliest available time slot that I was able to select. And I thought that was quite good because it gave me the chance between the presentation session and my interview to sort of like take a breather, have something to eat, and then like just sort of go over like the kinds of things that I'd want to say to my answers to my questions. And then so my interview was 1 to 2, and then I went down to the room, got there about 1:45, and just sat with the rest of the people that had also been scheduled into that time slot. So that was about 6 of us, and which meant that our interviews were super short, and we just chatted and things while we waited for Jill to call us in one by one. So I was the 3rd person to be called in, which was nice. I didn't have to sit there for too long, but you know, it wasn't that daunting feeling of being the first one of the time slot to go. And then the interview was really casual, and I have heard that from friends who've done the program before, that it is just really casual, and that's what Jill said. She is the actual one that reviews everyone's online application when they submit it. So she's already read our cover letter, she's already read our resume, she knows who we are in that sense. She just wants to know who we are by our personality, find out a little bit more about what we're interested in, how flexible we are, things like that. So yeah, I went in with Jill. She was lovely. It was Mother's Day yesterday here in Australia, so we just chatted about like the weekend and what did we do, and then got into the questions. So the kinds of questions that she asked me was if I was currently studying, and I said no, I graduated in December, and that was perfectly fine, because if you studied a bachelor's degree you have a year to still be eligible to start work. So you could either be January, like I graduated in December, and if my courses had been fine, I was either going to be eligible for the January or August program, but because of the muck-up I wasn't eligible for January, but I am for August. So it was fine. And then she asked me questions about what have I been doing since I graduated. So I told her about where I've been working, the kinds of things that I do, and my past work experience. What else did she ask? Oh, she said that there's 2 arrival dates in August. There's the 6th of August and there's the 20th of August. Asked if I had a preference, and I said I'd be like, obviously I'd love to go with the 6th, but I'm totally open to either option. She asked about living arrangements, like if I was fine to be living with other people, which is totally fine. Like I'm really looking forward to that aspect, especially like making friends with people all around the world, possibly. And then we spoke about the roles that I'd selected. So I selected 3 as my most interested roles, which were attractions, character attendant, and merchandise. And but like out of those 3 I am more interested in attractions and character attendant. So we spoke about those roles. She told me that character attendant doesn't have many roles available this time, which is totally fine. So she told me about attractions and the kinds of things that you'd be doing in there, and I think that was about it. And then she just asked if I had any questions, and I just asked her a little bit more information about the volunteering program they have there. And they also run seminars. So they have like 2 sorts of courses. The first is like collegiate courses where you earn credit, but I'm not eligible for that because I finished uni, so you need to be studying. But also I don't think I would have selected those anyway. Like if I do get in, I wouldn't have selected those anyway, because they require a lot of, you know, time and effort, and you have homework and you have assessment and things like that. Whereas they have seminars, which she said meet for 4 hours a week over 4 weeks, and there's different topics like leadership, the heritage of Disney, what else, marketing, all sorts of skills, which I'm really interested in. So she said, I asked her a little bit more information about that. I think that was all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like all the questions she asked. And like I said, it was super casual, super chill, and it was just like having a conversation, like sitting down and just having a chat with someone about it, like a family friend, you know. So yeah, then after that she said thanks for coming, and I obviously thanked her. And then I went back out. The guy, like the people that were waiting, that I've been waiting with earlier, were like, how was it, what kind of questions? I gave him a bit of an idea of what to expect, and then yeah, I wished him all good luck and headed off. So went and met up with mum again, we had some afternoon tea, and then started making our way back to the train to come back home. So it was a really good experience. Oh, one thing I did forget to say is that in the information session, Jill said that we will find out as of like acceptance letters and things like that will start going out as of next Monday. So big fingers crossed that I receive positive news about the program, because it's such a dream of mine. And yeah, we'll find out as of next week. So that's all for this video. That's my little inside scoop of what to expect for interviews and this leading up to this stage, a little bit of backstory. Hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you next time. Bye.